Here's a rundown on some of our Alaskan news for this Thursday morning. It's April 27th, 2017. There was an earthquake that hit this week about 25 miles east of Talkeetna, 4.1 or 4.3. Take your pick either way. No damage and no injuries. The Senate leadership find itself defending their planned education cut amid the threat of layoffs, basically saying you need to look at the House because they won't restructure the permanent fund. So basically, it's either we take your permanent fund or we take your education. The Anchorage Assembly voted to raise property taxes this week so that they can pay off a settlement and also pay for more police on the streets. We're talking about a 5% increase in people's taxes in Anchorage. A woman in Anchor Point was arrested after a naked fight. When the troopers showed up, she actually stripped naked and tried to fight the troopers. Not exactly sure why she did that, if drugs or alcohol were involved, but the story is kind of interesting because dogs were also involved as she told the dogs to attack the troopers. And, well, she was eventually taken into custody. We'll just put it at that. Sewage spilled into the Noyes Slough in the Fairbanks area. Apparently there was a pipe break. This was a sewer line that was built in 76, one of those main lines, not old enough for them to expect a failure. So they're going to be looking at the possible cause. And they're saying that no solid waste went into the Noyes Slough. However, that slough is stagnant and is known for contamination. The Arctic Ocean, they're saying now, is on track to be ice-free by 2040. They keep predicting it, and yet it keeps getting clogged with ice. A former Goose Creek correctional officer got 8 months in jail for smuggling drugs into prison. And the Juneau Community Foundation is managing donations, which are now coming in for a rebuild of the project playground. Remember, that one got burned down on Monday by a couple of 13-year-olds. Apparently, Rainforest Farms, which is a pot shop in Juneau, has been blocked from paying their state taxes by the feds. They went to take the money to the post office to send it to Anchorage, which is the only place they can take cash, and the feds say, nope, you can't ship it, it's drug money. Meanwhile, there's a story on a different marijuana company here in Fairbanks that's kind of gotten around how to fly marijuana in the state legally. A former Native Corporation executive is challenging the government contract, saying that it's a bunch of sham companies that have been illegally set up. A fire out on Chena Hot Springs Road destroyed a home. It's outside of a service area. And a Palmer man has been charged with manslaughter in a fatal Palmer-Wasilla highway crash that happened a couple of years ago. Right now, Girdwood is looking for how to pay for a police presence, a couple of different taxes, sales tax, gasoline tax, toll fees. And the Talkeetna Valley State Fair has hired a new general manager. The fellow is originally from Nevada, but has been working in Anchorage the last couple of years. The Community Food Bank in Fairbanks is running low on supplies. They're putting a call out saying, hey, anything that you can donate would be helpful, including your time, to help put together the food for those in need. Anchorage police note that it's that time of year. People are bringing out their bicycles and getting them stolen. A couple of different things you can do to help thwart the theft is to get a serial number on your bike and get a good bike lock. Also, if you don't have time to grow your own vegetables this year, you might look into a CSA. These are community-supported agricultural groups that we have all across the state. Basically, somebody who would normally spend their money at the grocery store buying vegetables that get shipped up here weeks, months in the process, could instead take that money and go to a local farm and purchase the vegetables directly from the farmer. They'll grow what you want. And there's also a story on the possible impact of a government shutdown on Alaska. Once again, it's that time of year. They're threatening a government shutdown. This is what's supposed to happen tomorrow if they don't come up with a budget. Well, if it does, the only thing that's going to be affected here in Alaska basically is, well, government offices, all non-essential workers. This is something that we ought to have a commentary on at some point. Oh, that'll be fun. My commentary today focuses on the issue of former President Obama getting paid $400,000 to do a speech, one speech, coming up here in September, and the way that people are losing their minds over it. You'll hear my point of view on that in my commentary. Make sure you check out the website, radiofreespeech.com. Thanks.